Hi, guys. Welcome to Soul Connections. I'm your host, Jo Labbé, here with Star Nations Radio Network, being broadcast through Be Live TV on Facebook. Welcome this evening. We are here to do healing for you, whatever you need. I was just thinking about we have a business in our town that's called Whatever You Need. And they literally, you just sort of make a honey-do list and they come and do it. Well, that's what we're here to do tonight. Like, what do you need? What's giving you trouble in your life? What do you need more of? And it's time to clear and time to ask for that from your spiritual team. And I'm here to be a conduit to help the energy flow for the entire group. And it's great. It's time for you to do your own self-care, your own self-healing. And many of us are light workers. So, we're so busy serving others that we don't have time to take care of ourselves. So this Wednesday evening show is really a time for you to do a check-in and to really do some time for you. And after we do our healing meditation, I always pull some divination cards. And we're in April, so new deck, new cards. And I love this one. It's called Spirit Song Tarot. And this one is by Paulina Cassidy. And, some of you already know the traditional tarot deck. And this one has its own suits. And they actually have a little bit of their own flavor. And I kind of like that when the energy is still similar. But the nice thing about this tarot deck, because it carries the vibration of the tarot, and it also carries the healing energy and the properties of the animals that are represented, it's like it captures two realms at once. And I just love that. It takes on a whole new energy and a new meaning around that. And you guys know who've been here, you know the drill. If you could like and share this broadcast so we can get it out there to reach other people, that will help on our healing mission. And mine is to heal the healers. And so the best way to do that is for my broadcast to get out there, because there's somebody out there who could use a helping hand this evening. I don't know about you guys, but the past couple of days, the energy has been a little bit tumultuous. And I'm finding that people who have physical ailments, they're really coming off the charts. If you have a little bit of emotional instability, maybe you have a little bit of a rocky balance or rocky foundation emotionally, that seems to get being churned up. And even people are having trouble having clear thought, clarity in what's coming through. And for those of you who watched my show yesterday, we were opening the intuitive channels. There was a lot of blockage that was going on. And it was a group of light workers who, they're used to using their gifts. So it was a really interesting thing to notice that, the information wasn't even able to, all the information they could receive wasn't able to get through. So, that is an interesting thing for us because we really want to be as clear and as open as we can be, and as connected to our heart center as we can be. And boy, that survival body is really giving us a run for our money this week. And for, those of us who are having minor symptoms, I've had the stomach and the constant bathroom runs. I swear I probably got up like 10 times in the night last night to go to the bathroom, and that's not normal for me, and it was just like, what the heck? I felt like somebody was jumping on my bladder in my sleep, but it's energy moving. It's energy detoxifying. We're doing a spring purge right now. And it seems to be even larger than normal. And I've also been noticing that a lot of people are super sluggish and having a really hard time motivating to do what they need to do. And that is very symbolic of your energetic lymphatic system needing a good old cleanse. So if you're having trouble with that, ask for that, because my spiritual team has been doing them for the last couple of weeks. So just ask, and they know the drill when it comes to that. So after the meditation, we're going to draw those cards, and you guys know the drill. You say yes, please, and we will pull them up in the order that they were asked. And I do my best to go as quickly as I can, but I will read them all until we're finished. We've gone 2 hours or more, because that's what's needed, and that's okay, because we really want to be in that place where you get what you need. That's what you need tonight, right? Get what you need. So my team's like nudging me to get started. Must mean we have a big crew on tonight. So we're going to start by starting to ground. Now, I've been noticing that a lot of people are ungrounded. So we're actually going to start with a little bit of a different grounding to see if it helps. So just take a couple of deep breaths and really feel the weight of your body in the chair or on the surface that you're sitting on or laying on. Yeah. You want to feel your muscles relaxing. And feel gravity just kind of gently pushing down on your body, down on your shoulders. And now we're going to focus on our root chakra at our tailbone. And we're going to send a grounding cord down from our root chakra. So just imagine this giant red cord going down your legs, down into the earth, going all the way to the center of the earth, and anchoring around something really sturdy, maybe a giant rock, a giant crystal, a dinosaur bone, something really large, very deep, miles and miles beneath the earth. And now we're going to take our second chakra, that's orange, and we're going to send an orange cord of connection down through the first chakra and all the way down into the ground, anchoring on the same rock, crystal, or bone, or tree, whatever you can imagine deep, deep within the earth. And now we're going to take our third chakra in a yellow and send a yellow cord of connection down through the second chakra, down through the first chakra, and all the way down through the layers of the earth. Yeah. And now we're going to use our heart chakra, green in color, to go down through the third chakra, down through the second, down through the first, and all the way into the earth. Good. Good. And now using your throat chakra, blue in color, to go down through your heart, down through the solar plexus, the sacral, the root, and all the way down through all those layers, all those miles to the center of the earth.
Labbe.
And now using that third eye in a beautiful purple color, create another cord to go down through your throat, through your heart, through the solar plexus, the sacral, and the root, all the way down through all those layers of earth.
Yeah.
And finally, connecting with our crown in that golden white color and sending that through our third eye, our throat, our heart, our solar plexus, our sacral, our root, all the way down deep, deep into the earth. So you now have 7 cords of connection, connecting you deep within the earth. And we're going to call in the divine energy to surround and protect us in a bubble of infinite love and infinite light.
Yeah.
And feel the fullness of that bubble. And really, if you are having even more anxiety than normal, you can ask for a second bubble to surround and protect the entire space that you're in right now as well. Sometimes we just need an extra layer of shielding to feel relaxed and comfortable.
Yeah.
And we're going to set the intention with the divine that this healing meditation and the readings will be for the good of all and harm to none, including ourselves. And take a moment to invite in your spiritual team, your whole team, your angels, your guides, your ancestors, the animals, the star beings, the ascended masters, all divine of the highest, fullest, and brightest vibration available to you, to us in this moment of now. And just begin to call in the divine energy at the top of your head, and you may feel the connection as tingling or pressure, heat or cold. We're going to gently open the top of our hara line to hold a little more energy, a little more space, so that our crown chakra has some room to stretch and grow if it needs to. So we don't have to feel squeezed in our body. And moving down into our sixth chakra in the third eye, in the middle of the forehead, just really allowing all of that anxious, nervous, worry energy to gently calm and begin to dissolve. Because in this very moment, you are surrounded and protected.
Yeah.
And we're going to ask our spiritual team for expansion in our intuitive energy. in all of the pathways that it may come in our body, and just allowing space for more information, more clarity to come in.
Yeah.
And asking our intuition to combine with all of our senses to work as a team.
Yeah.
So we can have clarity in many ways. And we can see more fully what is being presented to us as information, as messages, giving us more ability to read the nuances
Yeah.
when we're communicating with others.
Yeah. Yeah.
And opening our ears so that we can hear more clearly. And being able to hear our guides and understanding the messages that they are delivering to us, being able to hear other people and what they mean by what they say. And opening our throats so that when we speak, we are heard and understood. And opening the pathways for authentic communication, for our heart's truth to be spoken. Releasing all the fear and anger that may be caught in the throat or in the back of the neck.
Yeah. Yeah.
And releasing any stress or tension that we may be carrying.
Yeah.
When we choose not to communicate or feel unable to, or unable to express our gifts, making room for our authentic self to be seen in all the ways that it is meant to, and all the gifts that we carry to share with others, to bring joy in our own lives.
Yeah.
And releasing the energy off of our shoulders, all that weight that we carry for others, for ourselves. And feel the divine energy as it releases the tension in those muscles. Really giving us more room to even breathe fully.
Yeah.
And allowing our responsibilities to just slide off for this moment. So we can just be present for ourselves. And moving to the top of your lungs and really making space for the whole lung to clear. From top all the way to the bottom of your rib cage. Making space for the whole lung to be used, not just the top third, but the whole thing. Releasing any old, stuck, stale air and replacing it with divine flow. And moving into the heart and making space for the heart to stretch and grow. Releasing all the old grief and disappointment. And releasing any energy of shame that you may be holding on to for yourself or for others. And also releasing the energy from any secrets that you may be carrying for yourself, for others. That secret energy will squeeze our throat and our heart at the same time. So really breathing out. Holding that for others. And connecting with your inner child and making sure that they feel safe and loved and protected. That they have room for joy and play and wonder. And releasing our child from any trauma that it may be carrying for us. And connecting to our inner adult. Really giving them a moment to release all the doing that they have on their plate, all the responsibilities that they have, all the stress they may be carrying. And just give them a moment of peace and relaxation. Giving the adult room to breathe, stretch. And moving into the lower left chamber of the heart and connecting to that inner warrior. That part of us that takes action, that protects us, that advocates for what we believe in. Giving the warrior a chance to stand down. But it doesn't have to be in that hyper-vigilant space. But can just have a moment to feel safe and calm and off duty. And moving into the upper left chamber of the heart and connecting to the inner sage, that elder that we've carried with us in each and every lifetime, that holds the wisdom of the ages that we have collected, so that when we are in need, we can simply ask and have that inner knowing. And creating a clear pathway to our Akashic records so that they can be used and needed as we need them. And just taking a moment to move down the spinal cord, making sure the energy is flowing from the base of the skull, down our neck, between the shoulder blades, in the middle of our back, in the lower back as well, and even down into the tailbone. There we go. And now checking in with our third chakra in the solar plexus, and really allowing space for any fear in all its vibrations to clear. Whether we hold on to the fear as anxiety, stress, or overwhelm, whether we hold on to the fear as frustration or resentment, and really breathe into the resentment, because there's quite a bit that's being held on to. And clearing any of our righteous anger or our anger, and even the judgment energy that we may carry for others or others may carry for us. And any other energy that may be squeezing your self-esteem, your self-worth, or your self-confidence? And clearing the energy around your inner critic, that part of you that puts you down or thinks less of you, or sends signals of unworthiness, a lot of that tonight. Good. And moving into the second chakra, right below the belly button, and noticing any energy that is out of balance. There's been a wave of addiction energy that has been trying to release on the planet. And a number of light workers who are using alcohol or substances to self-medicate. And yes, that includes marijuana and cigarettes, for those of you who are wondering. So let's pull us out of our energy body as well. Good, good, good. And releasing any toxic relationship energy that we may have with others. Negative thoughts, negative behaviors, either by us or by them. Any energy that is not in love. Good. And moving through the hips to then anchor into the root. And releasing any energy that is still creating a sense of instability or unsafe conditions. Anything that is impacting your home or your finances or your tribal family. And letting the energy go down your legs, both the right and the left evenly. So we have room to walk our physical life and our spiritual life with flexibility and adaptability. Moving through our knees and our shins and our calves. Our ankles and our feet. And also opening up all of our meridians that run through our body that are often talked of in Chinese medicine. Making sure those are clear and open and grounded into the earth plane as well. And allowing all that released energy to go down through all those layers of the earth, down miles and miles to the very center, down those 7 strands that we connected in the very beginning. And allowing that energy to be released and composted and turned into beautiful healing energy for the planet, for ourselves. And allowing the energy to gently begin to come back up, allowing the divine feminine to fill our energy with unconditional love and the original energy of creation. And allowing that to move up through our feet. And just feel the difference, how supported and held your body begins to feel as the energy moves up your legs, giving you a clearer foundation, and beginning to fill in your pelvic floor and your abdomen, filling all those beautiful organs that work so hard to lovingly support you. And then bringing it up your spine and also through your rib cage. Filling your lungs and your heart. And in the heart, just allowing it to fill all 4 chambers of your physical heart and the fullness of your heart chakra and even the high heart. That they're all working together. Filling in all the places with unconditional love so that you have more love for yourself and more love to share with others, and allowing that to pour down your shoulders and down your arms and fill your hands with more love to share, more love to give. And more love to receive. And allowing it to move up your throat and fill in your whole skull, the throat, the third eye, and up to the crown. And gently allowing it to cascade over you. And as it does that, it begins to repair and restore your physical chakras and your emotional chakras and all the layers of your aura. making sure that the aura is repairing in front of you and behind you, on either side of you, and above you and below you. And below you goes beneath the earth, not just beneath your feet. We're going to take a moment to send any extra energy that we don't need down to Mother Earth to help with her healing, her transformation, and to support all the creatures that she takes care of. And to send healing out to those who have prayed or asked for healing, for the good of all and harm to none. And take a moment of gratitude with your spiritual team. Asking them for a sign in the messages that are to come, for what you need to hear most this evening. Okay? And just begin to dissolve your meditation, stretch, yawn, rub your feet on the floor, rub your hands together, whatever will help you reconnect with this time and this moment. And again, I'm using a new deck, and it's called Spirit Song Tarot Deck, and it's by Paulina Cassidy. And it's got a little bit of a combination of the animal symbolism mixed with the traditional tarot. So the cards are going to read very differently for those of you who know the tarot deck. And I just kind of let them go as they want to. And if you would like a card drawing, just type in yes, please, and we will pull them in the order that they were asked for. All right, so we're going to start with Esperanza Stevens. So your card, my dear, is the Six of Shells. I don't know if you can see those two otters that are there. There's a lot of the otter energy. And shells are very connected to the water, so they're very connected to our emotional being. And so in the Six of Shells, we're being reminded to connect to our joy. Lots of times we get so caught up in what's wrong in life that we don't always connect with what's right. So how can you use your energy to call your joy back in? How do you reconnect with your inner child? Sometimes we have to go back and remember what our child loved to do and how our child loved to play, because that's where the purity of joy resides within us. So the otters are coming to play with your inner child, to take you through the water, to connect to, that beautiful energy that allows our emotions to flow. And, sometimes our emotions, we either ignore them or try to pretend they're not there. And that doesn't work very long for us. So this is a way to remind you, how do you connect back with that joy? And take some time this week in particular to do some things that are just fun and really playful. All right? Okay, Christine. You have the Three of Feathers. Look at that beautiful butterfly and the transformation. So the Three of Feathers it's a big energy for releasing things that no longer work for us. and in a way calling in our own recovery from things that have been really difficult. This is about bringing more breath into your life, because when we hold on to things deeply, we're unable to breathe fully. And that squeezes our heart energy. And often that happens when we go through a period of deep sadness, regret. And when that happens, we close down the breath of life. So the feathers are sort of fanning your air and fanning the breath and asking you to release what's holding you back from becoming the butterfly, from transforming all of this that you've held onto. And it's time for you to recover and time for you to come back into the true Christine that you truly are. All right. Julie. Of course. I love this panda bear. It's the Ace of Crystals. Isn't he just a cutie? I just want to smush his cheeks. So the Ace of Crystals is a gift. I always see the aces as the gift from God, the gift from the divine. And this one is about bringing you the ability to manifest. Woohoo! And often that's tied to prosperity. But this is really about what I'm feeling for this week is that you're really starting to gel with your intention and what you are trying to create. You know, it was in this sort of abstract thought place, and now it's really starting to, you're honing in your focus. And as you do that, the divine is aligning the things that you need to bring this new project of yours into fruition. So, you know, really use this week's energy to do some big creation stuff because there's a lot of juice behind it. Nice. All right. Allie, of course. So your card is one of the soul cards, and this one is about transformation. And I love it because, you know, you can sort of see that it's trying to come out of the cocoon, trying to come out of that chrysalis. And so when we are going through soul transformation, we often, you know, transformation does not happen easily. There's a lot of transition, and you've got to release the old constraints that were holding you back. So there's sense of like a liberation, you know, you gaining your freedom in this part of the transformation. You're coming out of that shell that's held you tight and exploding into the true you. And the explosions can have a little bit of a ripple effect. They don't always feel lovely at first, but once you've like breathed life into the new shift and the new transition, we always feel like we have more room to breathe. And it's like there's so much more joy on the other side. But initially, that as you're coming out of the shell, it can be a little bumpy on the ride out. So don't be afraid to ask for help or healing as you're going through the transition to kind of make it easier. We don't have to do it the hard way. Okay. All right, Andrew. Nice. Another one of the soul cards. Look at this lovely zebra. That's great. And this zebra is temperance. And the temperance is, it's all about, as your soul's journey right now, it's like you're learning how to create balance. You're learning how to create harmony in your life. And the balance is, you know, often we don't have balance in our spiritual and our physical life. We also don't have balance. We don't always take time to have fun and play. We may be out of whack with our family life versus our work life. And so all those things are starting to meld together, and you're starting to come into a place where you're realizing how to hone that and how to bring that into a healthier, well-rounded place. Because if we do one thing too much, we get resentful and we get tired. And our inner child gets super cranky. So this is about creating that harmony and balance for you, and then it sort of spreads out to your family and into your job and all of that as well. So nice. That's a great transition for you. Christina. The Four of Shells. Look at this beautiful bird. Yeah, the crane. And it is in this energy of the Four of Shells is when we are in a place of soul searching. No surprise, right? And we're also kind of going through a period where we're reevaluating our choices, noticing what we have going on in our life, choosing whether it makes us happy or not, and really trying to shift our energy to doing what we love. And as we do that, sometimes we don't know what that is, and sometimes it shifts. We don't always stick to the same thing for a long period of time. But this is about really stepping into alignment with who you are, not who other people want you to be, and only you know the truth of that. Many of us may have it like our opinion of who Christina is, but that's not who you are to you. And that's the most important thing. So find that for you. All right, Bobby. Of course. Look at the 5 of feathers in that armadillo. I don't think of them as feather animals, but it's a good one for this card. So the 5 of feathers is all about you're going through a week where you need a little bit of resilience. And a number of us do, because there's a lot going on. So that body armor that the armadillo has, yeah, I wouldn't mind it right now. This is also a time for you to create strategies on things that you are trying to get some movement on. And it's not necessarily a time to take action, but it's time to create an action plan. And that way you can kind of like armor up how you need to and build up your inner strength to be able to then take action. So it's kind of like, power up and then you'll be able to go forward. And this is not a hesitation. And that's what's hard for us. Sometimes we go, oh no, that's a hesitation. No. You're just powering up because you need a lot of juice for the next thing that you are working on. All right, Ashley. All right. You have the 7 of crystals. Well, anteater there, right? Aardvark? Aardvark. I'm really terrible at my animals. I have Neshi who's trying to help me along here. So the 7 of crystals is all about you have a bunch of options in front of you. And when that happens, sometimes it's really hard for us to make a choice. But the reality is if we choose with our heart, then we end up with the results that we want or we need the most. It's almost like you're being presented with like 5 different options, and they all have this magic to them, but one of them makes your heart sing. And the difficulty is, sometimes, I think of somebody being offered jobs, right? And sometimes one offers higher pay, but no benefits. One has really good benefits, but lower pay. One has really good, time off or better hours. And, but one of them is exactly what we need. And it may not make logical sense to other people when you make the choice, but it's what your heart wants. So that's what you want to tap into. So as some choices get presented to you, really in that place, think with your heart, listen to your heart and your intuition, because that is when you will align with the most full results that you're looking for. All right. Joanne. Look at this. The King of Acorns. Just beautiful, right? I love how subtle the pastels are. So the King of Acorns has a lot of fire energy and really has this sense of like creation, like optimism, like they're really excited about things and they really have this strong innovation. And so what's happening for you right now, Joanne, is a lot of creative energy is coming to you, and it's coming to you in a grounded way, thank goodness. Even though his feet are up in the air, this is a very grounded energy, because with the horse, the idea comes in and you can ride forward with it quickly, right? So it's not just that the idea is coming in, but you can actually take action quickly with it. And that creates a lot of hope and a lot of inspiration. And it sounds like it's coming through in a brand new way. So don't be afraid to try something new and kind of out of the box, because that's really what wants to happen for you. All right, Kimberly. Of course. So you have the Two of Acorns. And in the Two of Acorns here, this is all about insight and focus. So what it's telling you to do is to sort of shut out the distractions and tune into your intuition and allow that to guide you. In the traditional tarot deck, she's got a blindfold over her. So it's like she can't use her physical eyes. She has to feel her way through it. So it's all about this week, getting really deep within yourself, really looking at what's going on within you, focusing on that, and allowing that to help you take action and allowing you to get some clarity too. I'm feeling like, sometimes, we have that mentality that we only believe it when we see it. And this is telling you to trust your gut. Somebody can say, oh, I'm doing this and, I'm going to say this for you. And, as I said earlier, the addict energy is really high right now. And it's trying to clear. So trust your intuition over what you see or what you hear from others, because it may not quite be in alignment. All right, Carol. Yes, for you first. Oh, there's some cards I just want to, look at the lovebirds. I love them. That is the Two of Shells. And I just love how supportive they are of each other. And the Two of Shells is all about creating union and harmony. Having a week where you really are supported and you are supportive of someone else. It can be your friends, it can be your love, but it's really about, this is, we have a lot more energy when we work in a pair or we work in a group. And that allows us to get a lot more clarity. When we bounce ideas off somebody else and they give us their insight, we can just move through our life with a lot more ease and grace when we allow other people in. When we keep people away, we, get trapped in our own energy. And so this is really about, it's beautifully heart opening. There's a lot of emotion attached to it, but it's a very nice celebration of love and support and how that can bring, peace and harmony into your life, which I absolutely love. And now for Mitchell. Oh, look at this. King of Crystals. So regal, right? My cat Ocelot would be a little jealous of how regal this cat is. So the King of Crystals is about holding on to your own courage. It's holding on to your values and your commitment, like really standing up for what you believe in and doing it in a way where, you have a lot of, the big cats, all the big cats, but the tigers really have this quiet sense of strength and power. And you don't mess with them, right? Because you kind of know you're out battled. So there's a layer of respect that comes in too. And so this is an energy this week of sort of really standing in your own truth, and really going forward with what you believe in, because nobody's going to mess with you around that, because there's this tenacity to your energy about, I feel like there's something that's really important to you that you're just going to really dig in and hold your own on. And we need people to do that, because we need people to stand in their truth, because that's the only way that it's going to be out there and be able to be spoken for other people. So great. Get going this week. We need it. Woohoo! All right, Anne. This really feels like you. It's the Three of Shells. Look at those dolphins playing in the water. I don't know why, but I really feel that playfulness coming in. And the Three of Shells, this is a lot about, it's playfulness, it's joy, it's bliss. There's also this great sense of friendship and close relationships where, you can kind of run and play together. I see, this as, three women, together, really celebrating each other, celebrating their friendship and supporting each other. And it just creates all this harmony and this happiness for you. There's just a lot of joy attached to it. And yeah, it feels kind of like bliss, but yeah, and don't be afraid to be a little playful. Because dolphins, they chatter and they play and they have a good time. So that's on tap for you this week. All right, Marie. The King of Shells, the seahorse. That King of Shells, he's really interesting because he's another one that's about calling in a place of harmony. And the King of Shells is very much about being in your integrity. So that is, speaking the truth and, all the ways that we can stand in our integrity. When I'm working with clients on, when they're having difficulty with their energy, sometimes we work on how are you holding your integrity? And integrity can be as simple as, showing up on time for your appointments, and keeping the schedule that you say you're going to keep. Your integrity can be paying your bills on time. Your integrity can be owning when you make a mistake. And all of those things, when we are in our truth and we are owning all of our energy, it starts to create a sense of balance within us, because there's no need to make any excuses for things, because we're like, this is what happened. There's no need for excuses, because excuses are often a way to kind of cover up or not take ownership for what's going on within our lives. So I feel like there's a big movement for you to find all the ways that you can clean up your integrity. I did it when I was working on integrity. I did it with my with paying my bills, not only on time, but I paid a little bit more than I had to on each one of them, because then I was setting the intention that their services were worth more to me. And so I was worth more, and it helped flow a lot of different things for me by doing that. All right, let's see. Margaret, this one jumped right, tried to jump right in my arms there. Oh, look at the Queen of Shells. Look at that seal. Isn't it a sweetie pie? I mean, just a sweetie pie. So the Queen of Shells is really all about being in a place of peace and love and compassion. And it is a very sweet, nurturing energy. It has a lot of Mother Nature kind of energy, but it's that real earth mama that you can sort of feel and sense. And she's got that regal, tilt to her head, as she's laying there, she's like, kind of looking over, but you can feel that she's in control of everything. She's comfortable. And so this week is about sort of bringing in your inner peace and filling those places with compassion. Compassion for yourself, but a lot of compassion to share for other people around you who may be having a difficult time, because there really is a lot of shaking energy going on right now. So it's nice to see some people who can hold space for that. So thank you. All right, Jackie. So Jackie, yours is one of the soul cards. So this is the Sun card. And notice how, like, in this one, the Sun energy is always about standing in your own light, but this is about you taking flight as part of being in your own light. And there's a lot of joy. I'm loving hearing that we're talking about a lot of joy tonight. And there's this vitality that is coming through. So as you begin to shine your light and really stand in your own power, you're going to find that it's going to bring some extra energy to you. So there are times where we get super depleted, and as we own the Sun energy, we start to fill those places back up. And then we're able to really tap into our true joy, what makes us shine for ourselves and for everybody else. And when we're shining with what we love to do and who we're meant to be, we have like all the energy of the Energizer Bunny, because you just keep going. You don't even realize the time. You just going. I mean, yesterday I did healings for 12 hours. And, the end of the day, I was like, oh, I'm a little tired now. And maybe I'm a little more hungry than I realized. But I'm like, well, geez, you worked 12 hours straight, dear. You get to be a little tired. You can put your feet up and watch a little TV. It's okay. So just know that, there's going to be, like, as you're in your purpose, you're just going to be able to go with it. And you feel unstoppable, really, when you're in your power, in your passion, and in your purpose. So great. I'm glad that's up for you. Karen. Here we are under the sea, huh? And that's the 7 of shells. And I'm hearing Sebastian from Little Mermaid, under the sea, singing right now. So the 7 of shells is about, you have choices that are coming up. And as you notice the choices coming up in this week, align them with what you would like. Basically, I keep hearing ambition. What is your ambition? What would motivate you? What would bring you more joy? What would bring you more spark into what you do and how you do it? And that's what is coming in right now, that you have all this energy coming in and lots of things that you could do with it, lots of pathways that you could go. And I'm not even feeling like there's any wrong choice, but more of a what feels in alignment with your ambition. That's the word I keep hearing, is ambition. Nice. All right. So John, I think is your husband's name. So the card is a soul card, and it's a rhino, and it's the Chariot. So the Chariot card is really about, in the regular tarot deck, it's very much about you being in control of your own life. You have the reins of the chariot. The horses are going full strength and you are holding on, but you are leading. So in this one, the rhino has a little more, his energy, when it's added together, there's a little more discipline to it than just sort of riding the carriage and being in control. There's a lot of determination that's happening. And this is for your soul's growth right now, sweetie. So this is about applying like determination to a disciplined approach. So it's not time for you to kind of like, think completely outside the box. This is time for you to have a strategy and charge forward on it, an action plan. Like what I was talking about with someone earlier, you want to create an action plan and then go for it. And so this is how you ride the chariot. You don't just jump in and drive. You have somewhere you're going. And the rhino has a very strong determination. I keep hearing kind of like a little bullheaded, right? And so, because they're going to butt heads with you. They've got this great horn and they'll knock you out of the way if you get in their way. So there's that tenacity that you need to apply to this as well. And this is something that's not just for this week, sweetie. This is for, a stretch of time. It feels like at least a month and a half where you're really going to be applying this. All right. Okay. Mary. Walrus. And the 4 of acorns. I'm just digging these cards. So the 4 of acorns is about finding comfort. And that comfort comes from your community. So it's about sort of like that homecoming feeling, like what makes you feel safe and cozy and taken care of. And I feel like for you also, it's like you can kindly let your breath go. Like there's been a lot of stress and a lot of anxiety and a lot to do and like all these things that kind of squeeze your energy. And now it's like, whew, now I can just be merry and I don't have to worry about it. And I'm surrounded by people I love and who love me. And I even feel a lot of little animals around you, kind of snuggling. So really take the time this week to enjoy, that comfort and that sense of homecoming, that sense of being part of a community and having your place on the planet, because it's nice when we can have that moment to have some ease. So enjoy it while you have it. All right. Pat, yours is the Page of Crystals. Look at that fox, right? And so with that fox energy, the fox is very smart. It has a lot of, so the fox energy is really calling in not only a bunch of ideas, but also it's really interesting, coming up, having a very disciplined approach. The fox doesn't just do things willy-nilly. They're very precise with the decisions they make and how they do it. It's how they outsmart people all the time, right? And outsmart other animals, because they have some really strong skills. And that means that this week, you're going to have a lot of ideas, and there's going to be a really strong need for a disciplined approach. And that just keeps coming up for people. So, I hope everybody's hearing that for the week, that, this is a time for you to really create a strategy and put the strategy into action rather than sort of jumping willy-nilly into things. And maybe it's because so much of the energy beneath us is churning and moving that we kind of have to be really precise with how we are going about things. But that page energy there's a lot of new ideas that are coming in. And I love that for you, because, we go at things the same way over and over again and they don't work. So it's all right, time to brainstorm, get some new ideas. And then once you get those ideas, put them into action and let them work for you. All right, Lynn, of course. So this is for you. It's a goat, but it's the Ace of Feathers. So the Ace of Feathers is really, again, it's the divine sort of stepping in and helping out. And I love this for you because it's bringing in a lot of mental clarity. Yay! Because there's really been a lot of fuzzy-headedness going on for a lot of people. They're having trouble sleeping. They're having trouble, with recognition and their memory. And so this is really about, you're going to be given sort of this gift of clear thinking, but also a really strong foundation, which to me means that you're going to be super grounded. Yay, glad one person on the planet is. And with that grounded energy, you'll be able to really see what you need to see, and it'll come really swiftly and easily to you. And just reminding that, that goat energy is, they're willing to try anything, right? So it's not just that, they don't eat just one thing. They'll, if it's shiny, they'll try it, it may not be the best thing for them, right? But there's that oh, here's another thing I could try. Ooh, here's another thing I could try. And let those inspiration, clarity moments drop in, because I feel like you're going to get a lot of pings this week on from your spiritual team. So go for it. All right. Christine. Fibromyalgia. Out of control. I'm hearing a lot of that. Fibromyalgia, MS, chronic fatigue syndrome, and the people who are detoxing from addictions. Those are all huge. And I'm also healing a lot of people who are having difficulty with bipolar and depressive symptoms. And for those of you who have the fibromyalgia piece, I have a new blend that is called the lymph cleanse. And it's not on my website yet, but you can message me for it. And it has been working fast and fabulous for people. So just keep that in mind, because it helps clear the toxins out of the lymphatic system, which is what clogs the fibromyalgia to begin with. So with that, you have the Ace of Acorns. So I love the ram there. And the Ace of Acorns is a gift from the divine. It's giving you this confidence energy this week. And it's also allowing the creative force to kind of like your abilities to think creatively, create some new creative solutions. Because, we've been stuck for a little while. And here it is, some divine inspiration coming in to help you. And really allow yourself some space to believe in yourself. Because lots of times our inner critic kind of bullies us and we have negative self-talk. And the divine is here to fill you up and allow your self-esteem some room to breathe. And from that place, there's a lot more things that you can do creatively to help out. And that may be another thing that can help the fibromyalgia. And I do have a healing that I do with people that's specific for that can be helpful as well. If you are interested in a session, just reach out, okay? Let's see. Kimberly Griffiths. Hi, dearest. Glad you're here. Dragonfly. Yay. Love it. 6 of Feathers. Nice, nice. So the dragonfly in the 6 of Feathers, the dragonfly is another one of those transformative creatures. And in this one, it is a lot about transition. But because of the feather energy, it's like you're transforming and transmuting your ability to tap into your intuition. It's allowing you to have clearer insight, allowing you space to sort of fly over and have a higher perspective, which is great, because even though you're going through this transition, you're having a sense of clarity around it. So it's like, okay, things are shifting, but you have that innate sense that it's shifting for the better. Well, these things haven't been working for me, so it's okay that they're shifting, because I was unhappy about them to begin with. And release them and move forward, because you're going to have a lot of insight this week on, that's why that happened. All right. And it's great, because that dragonfly is great for transforming and shifting who you are. Love that for you. All right. Maureen. Look, the elephant. Oh, what a cutie. Another cutie. I just want to squeeze them all and take them home. And, so this one is the Strength card, similar to the Tarot deck. But with the elephant energy, yes, there's a sense of your soul going through this place of courage, like finding your inner strength and finding your inner peace. But the elephant adds in the flavor of endurance. They live a long time and they're in for the long haul. So not only are they, brilliant, but they're sort of like, they have this fearlessness to them where they're relaxed, right? They move forward in a very relaxed manner. And so they're confident and they are fearless, and they're also really good at working as a group. And because of that, they're able to be in it for the long haul. So they don't do things kind of, half in the bag. They're going to do it for, the distance. And so this is really going to be helpful for you to like get some energetic stamina. That's kind of what I keep hearing, is that as you do this, you're going to be able to call on a newfound inner stamina where you're able to hold even more than you've been able to in the past. Yes. What a great thing. Okay. Laura, of course. Oh, the 6 of crystals. Oh, they're like, looking around, checking things out. So in the 6 of crystals, there's this energy of gratitude. And there's also this synergy sensation. So it's like the coming together of many different components. So I feel like you've had a lot of like irons in the fire. And not only are they coming together, but they're melding so that they're all getting used. So rather than, like you put out like 6 ideas and you're hoping one of them would work, and instead all 6 of them are working and they're coming together so that it's like seamless. You're like, wow, I didn't even know that could possibly come together. And because they all come together and you don't have to choose, it just fills your heart with this place of gratitude. Like, I am so thankful that all this energy is coming together and it's supporting me on this next step of my journey. So how beautiful. So really take, as many moments of gratitude as you can, because that will feed your soul for, a long time, because gratitude just fills us in a more complete way. All right, Barbie. 2 of feathers. I think it's a salamander, but I'm not a big reptile person, but it could be a chameleon, but feeling maybe. I'll look them up next time. And so this is all about, you're in a place where it's time to make some decisions. And you're standing in this place of, which direction do I take? So it feels like you're about to take a step forward energetically. You're about to embark on something, but you're still in the decision-making stage. And you're still trying to decide which direction to take, almost like a fork in the road. And which one do you take? And I'm not feeling like there's a right choice here. I'm feeling like every choice that is up for you is one that will help expand you and help you move forward in your spiritual growth. It's just a matter of which one feels most in alignment with your heart. So again, check in with your heart and see what's calling to you. But the choices you are making, it's, it may be a chameleon because of that. I mean, but the salamander too is a transformational animal in other cultures. So I'm not sure, but it's really about you decide for you, and from that place of your intuition and your heart, you'll be able to take direction. All right, Rochelle. Oh, look at this deer. It's the Queen of Acorns. I mean, just look at that. Look at how unsteady the earth is underneath her. Let's just talk about that. How hard is it for her to even stand up at this moment? But she is, right? And she's confident and she's moving forward. So the Queen of Acorns has a lot of her own royalty, and she's really has this creative passion that she uses. And so it's this energy this week of tune into what stirs you, what stirs your creativity, what stirs your passion, where is your, desire, what do you love to do and how do you love to do it? And I really feel like it's very much artistic creation stuff. So I don't know how you are artistic. And if I did know, I'm sorry that I've forgotten. But that is what you want to call in for you right now. Because you have a lot of creation energy that wants to get used. So move it forward. And whenever I see the deer is a big totem animal for me. And it's very symbolic of my grandfather. So when I see the deer, it's always, it's good fortune when they're around. They bring blessings. So there you go. Lori, nice to have you. So this is the 8 of Acorns. Not sure if that's an eel or a snake. Interesting. I love that I'm not being able to tell some of them, but it's always symbolic for me. So the 8 of Acorns is really about the energy that's going on for you. And it's really important for you to get results. So it's like you're really focusing your energy on creating certain results. I feel like you have a big goal that you're trying to reach. And as you're trying to reach it, you're calling in all your power, you're calling all your energy to help align it, to create it. But don't forget that you should call in the divine energy and your angels to help as well, because you don't want to deplete your energy. You want to stay filled up as you're doing it. Like, I can see the goal and I can see you're like right on the cusp of it, but you're starting to peter out of your own energy and you haven't asked to be filled up. Ask all the time to be filled up. You know, please come in and fill me. Take a few moments to just breathe and allow yourself to connect to the divine, however you connect to that, and let it recharge your battery. Because if you try to go without that divine support line, you're going to get super run down and tired, and it's like you're going to pass out right before the end, okay? So call that all in and get a healing if you need it. All right, Jackie. Oh, look at the bee. The 3 of Crystals. Having a lot of fun with these cards. So the bee is, it's kind of like the busy bee. So the bee, the 3 of Crystals is all about, you know, collaborating with others and really about being productive, that busy bee energy. And so we can get more done when we work as a team, because that also recharges our battery, because we're not doing it alone and getting depleted. When we're with a group, we can kind of cheer each other on and help each other stay focused. And the energy just builds and amps up when there's more people together. So I feel like you need to really call in your team and work with some other people, like-minded people, on what you are working on right now. And that will help you increase your productivity, and it helps the others do that too. It's really interesting how much more you can get done when you do it together. Even if you're not doing the same thing, you're just working in the same room at the same time, it can help you be more productive. So get busy as a bee. All right, Minnie. Oh, look at this for you. It's the love card. It's one of the soul cards. Aren't they gorgeous? So the love card in the soul card in this deck is all about, it's your time to choose and to trust. It's all about choosing and having trust. And so this is about really connecting to your divine energy, which you're super at, and trusting that what the next thing is, if it being in alignment with your heart, just trusting that it's the right choice for you, and using your heart as your pendulum, right? And letting it guide you on all of your decisions and all that is coming up for you, because a number of things are shifting for you, and they're all beautiful and they're all in alignment with you. But when you have some choices that are less clear, remember to just really tap into that heart and use it as your pendulum, okay? Because this is part of your soul's journey right now, is to not only ask your heart, but to trust it and in the choices that you're making. All right, Emily. Aw, nice one for you. This is one of the soul cards as well. Look at that beautiful whale. And it's the World card. What a great card. And the World card is really kind of that, whew, you're in this place where things are really coming together. You're feeling a lot of fulfillment, that you have come a long way and that it's time to take a break and celebrate all of that. And in that place, there's so much joy. Like all of the sea is celebrating with the whale. It's like they're just having a grand old time. And as that's happening, it's just everything is coming together for you. And this is usually a point where your soul's lesson, this recent lesson, is at a point of completion. Like you've made it through a certain lesson and a part of your soul's journey, and you get some time to celebrate that and rejoice in that, and have some time to just relax and enjoy before your next lesson starts, because they don't leave us alone for too long. But just take some time to really feel like, woo, I did it. I'm happy. And yeah, really celebrate. I'm feeling like you almost need a party. I'm not sure what that connects to, but that would be helpful. Your inner child would like that. All right, Christine. No, it's not too late. So this is one of our soul cards. This is the Hanged Man. And I'm terrible. I never know if it's a cricket, a grasshopper, a crane, If I show it this way, maybe. Is it easier to tell? Grasshopper is kind of what I'm thinking. And that makes sense because, grasshoppers are all about knowledge. So in the Hanged Man, this is about you having some patience. We're in a spot where you're going to be a little stalled energetically. But when that happens, we're not stuck. That's the thing we have to, let go of. There's times that our team and our spiritual group, they give us a moment of hesitation. And in that hesitation, it gives us an opportunity to get a new perspective on what we're looking at, because we've been really focused on looking at it one particular way. And with the universe, there's not one way to do anything. And so call in some other people, ask for their opinion, and, flip it upside down like we did with this card. Like it didn't make sense this way, couldn't figure it out. So like turned it this way and we were able to see differently. Like each way you look at the card, right? It's got a different energy to it. So when we look at our problems from different points of view, we really can come to stronger solutions. And this is about not getting stuck in thinking of things all the same way. It's time for us to look at them from a new perspective. Hang upside down and see what the difference is. All right, Sandy, look at this beauty, the High Priestess. Just beauty. So she is very regal, right? The High Priestess, and she carries a lot of sacred knowledge. And that's what you're going through right now. You're standing in this new soul lesson with all of this sacred knowledge that you've already accumulated. You're already that wise woman, but you already have a really strong connection to your intuition. So this is going to be a lesson that you stand in that sacred knowledge. You use your intuition to guide you. You know that you're divinely guided, and just allow that to be how you pursue your life at this moment, because then it will allow your soul lesson to unfold more easily. It won't have to be in your face. It'll be able to happen with more ease and grace. And I always choose that ease and grace over anything. So really own that high priestess kind of energy, that regal cat. I love that because they really are, they know so much, you know, and they often remind us of that, right? All right, Cindy Lynn. So this is the Page of Shells. And so the Page of Shells is like ready to take a leap, right? And that leap is like using your intuition. My goodness, how many times have I said that tonight? Using your intuition and allowing the divine inspiration to come in and go, that's what I need to do, or that's how I need to approach it, and just going for it. Not being in a place of like, oh, I don't know, that's different, I'm not sure I can do that. You know, it's time to take a leap, that leap of faith, you know. And yet, you know, frogs, you know, they're not worried about that leap. They just leap because they know they're going to land either on water or on land. So they just leap and just know that they're going to be fine either way. And that's part of what you need to call in right now, is just allow yourself to leap and trust. All right. All right. I think Gina. Tammy's next. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm out of order on my list here. So your card, my dear, is the 5 of Acorns. That cheetah roar going on there. So that 5 of Acorns is, yeah, the roar is pretty important. I feel like there's some challenging energy coming up, and you're going to have to speak up. And all of this speaking up is about some personal growth for you. You know, there's times when we are, you know, keep our mouth closed, and there are other times when it's time for us to speak our mind and speak our truth. And it may feel like a roar to other people, but it's been held in too long. So for you to step into your own personal growth, it's going to be time for you in this next challenge to use your voice and do the best that you can to use your authentic truth when you're talking, which means speak from your heart. But I have a feeling, you know, that people may not well receive it when we first open our throat chakra, because they're not used to us saying no, that I'm not going to go along with this. And it may be a big, loud no that you have to say, okay? But your team is here to support you. The divine is here to support you. So if you need to speak up, do it. Don't bite your tongue any longer. All right. Gina, of course. Nice. Gosh, I'm loving these. Okay, this is the shaman card. And look at the regal bird. I mean, just flying over. So in the shaman card, this is one of the soul cards, and this is this time when you are holding onto this very strong sense of divine wisdom and your own personal spiritual power. But a shaman is very connected to the earth energy. They use their earth and the feminine goddess energy to really guide them so that they are soaring above the lessons, that they're not only able to see that higher perspective, but they're really also very rooted and very grounded. So, you know, make sure you're breathing deeply through this process, because that's going to help you stay grounded, stay in your spiritual power, and really help you access the divine wisdom that you're capable of calling in. And I would keep those intuitive channels wide open, because they want to flow in a few new ways than you have done in the past. And I wouldn't even be surprised if you feel called to do some sort of like, listen to music with a beautiful drum beat to it, because that the shaman energy loves to use the drums to clear and ground. All right. So, Sandy, you have the shadow card. So the shadow card comes up when we need to stand in a place where we need to own our own power. And by owning our own power, we have to understand that we are shadow and light. And it's just how we choose to stand in that energy. And when we do that, we are able to start to move forward with our own self ambition, like what we desire, what we want to create. And it empowers us to really move forward. Like ambition, some people think of as being a bad thing, but it's really about giving us a goal and what we want to reach. And so this is about, as you're doing that, be mindful of, are you doing it from your heart or are you doing it from your ego? And when we do it from our ego, we can tell often because there's fear or there's anxiety or worry attached to it. When we're in our heart, we're really in that, like, we're in our breath and we're like, oh, this is really how we're going to do it. And it's okay for us to be ambitious and want something bigger and better. So because we're here to grow, we're not here to stay the same. So allow yourself to ask for what you want and what you need and stretch for it. But use the divine to help guide you. Use your intuition and you'll get there faster. All right. Doreen. Oh, little penguin. The Nine of Shells is your card. So the Nine of Shells, it has a lot of emotional energy. And in that space, there's a lot of gratitude. And there's a sense that things are finally kind of coming together. There's a lot of joy. It's almost like you're going to have a party too. And that this is about, phew, things are finally coming together, that finally things are gelling and it's no longer such a struggle. We had a lot of hibernation energy over the winter. And so people felt very, very stuck, and we're coming out of that. And it's a little shaky as we're coming out. It's like a little rough riding, but it's like, I feel like for you this week is like, there's this sense of like, finally we're here and finally it's done. And just be in a space of gratitude, because the more we can hold gratitude, the more that's sent to us from the divine. Rather than just one thing, we get many, many gifts from that. All right. Thanks for joining us. All right, Mike. You have the Eight of Feathers. Little mousy. So that Eight of Feathers is, those little mice they can move a lot, and they're pretty fearless. And so this is about, you having courage. Gosh, I've said that a lot tonight too. You really finding your courage and creating some new solutions. Kind of use your thinking brain a little bit to kind of brainstorm on some other ways to do things. That's another thing that keeps coming up, right? Not doing things the same old way, but trying to create some new solutions. It hasn't worked for you in the past. How about you try something new? So having the courage to change and try something new is really big for you this week. So I encourage you to tap into that, be willing to speak up, get that little squeaker going, and it will allow some new energy to flow because you're going to be putting out there some different ideas and solutions for other people, and it'll give people around you the permission to speak up too, which is really needed right now. All right, Marilyn. 9 of Acorns. How great. So in the 9 of Acorns, there's this sense of power, and there's an energy of perseverance. So you've come through a lot. There's been a lot of chaos, but you've held in there. Like, you really allowed yourself to withstand what's been going on. And as you've done that, you've increased your own personal power, and not in a way that it's power over other people, but more in the way where it is calling in your personal power that you gave away to other people. Like, you gave it away for a long time and you started to take it back. And through that, you've persevered and you've made it through. And so now you can kind of sit in this place of like, phew, I made it through all those battles. I'm still here. I'm still standing. And because of that, I've really called home a lot of my own power because I didn't give in and I didn't give up. So nice job, sweetie. All right. So Ryan, oh, happy birthday. It's actually my youngest son's birthday today. It's 28. Crazy. All right, so the Page of Acorns. I love this. I'm going to have fun playing with this deck. So the Page of Acorns is all about being curious and being willing to try new things. It's like a discovery card. There's a lot of enthusiasm about going about it. There's a willingness to take chances and try new things. It feels like you're stepping out onto some new things. I don't know whether it's like new hobbies, new friends, new job, I'm not quite sure what it is, but there's this like exploration energy that you get to try something new. It might even like go to a new school. But it's like excitement because it's something fresh and something new that you get to try that, there's no expectations. You just get to have fun and discover some new things, and maybe discover some things that you really enjoy doing that you've never done before. So I love that for you. Have a happy birthday. All right, Jacqueline. 2 of Shells. Love this energy. Oh, all of the ocean energy. I'm really digging it. So not 2 of Shells, 10, sorry. So the 10 of Shells is all about you're in this really lovely emotional place of well-being, of it feels like family blessings, like everybody's lifting a glass for a toast. that everything's coming together and things this week just feel really good in terms of like family is just happy and joyous and having a great time together. And it feels like a lot of contentment, and just allow yourself to lean into that sense of well-being. We don't have very many opportunities for that. And so allow it to kind of stretch forward and become, sort of fill you up, fill up your cup and fill up the cup of the people around you by being there. And there's a sense of like, there's blessings that are happening around that, like, like when we do a wedding toast and you're wishing the couple a happy and healthy new journey, there's that kind of blessing energy that goes with it. All right, Liz. It's a bat. The queen of feathers is a bat. But hey, bats have some really good radar, right? So the queen of feathers is about really being able to have this good radar, this good energetic radar, that you are able to have a really wide perception, and you have a really strong connection to the truth, needing the truth to be spoken, only speaking the truth with others, and really being in that candid way that you can be. So this is about like, and remember that bats, they're really able to see well in the dark, right? So when we're able to see through the darkness with our light energy, it allows things to come to light, for truth to be unfurled, and it allows us to shift our thought process, because things that were hidden get spoken. So that's kind of the energy that's up for you this week. And there's a lot of perception shifting and a lot of truth being spoken. All right, which is not a bad thing. We all need that. All right, Jackie. Oh, my guy. Woohoo! I love the Eight of Crystals. And I was born in Buffalo, so I have a big connection to them. So the Eight of Crystals is all about, this is sort of a time for you to, like, you're making progress, but it's also time for you to be really dedicated to what you're trying to move forward, what you're trying to progress in your life. And so it means just narrowing your focus a little bit so that it can take its action forward. And, there's this steadfastness and this sturdiness to this. It's not like you can, like, blow on a buffalo and they're going to tip over. They've got this tenacity to kind of just keep going. And that is like, slow and steady wins the race. But it's really this, like, fine-tuning your dedication to what you want to move forward in your life and really focusing on it, because that is ready for you to really move forward. All right. Dahlia. Oh, I'm sorry, sweetie. Anniversaries are really difficult. But let's see what's here. Makes sense for you. So this is the Soul card, and in this one, this is called the Traveler, which in the regular deck would be the Fool. But the Traveler in this one does not have a foolish energy. It's more of, you are starting a new leg of your journey. And in the new leg of your journey, it's like, we are one person, right? When we're married, we have this certain energy of connection that we hold when we're in the company of someone else. And after a year, when we hit our year anniversary, there's this energy of it's time to stretch and time to move forward. You've grieved in every cycle and every moment of the moon through the entire year. So you've come back upon that, and it's time to stretch and grow. And so the traveler is like inviting you to be okay with starting your new adventure. Think about all the wonderful things that you can do now and all the potential that's out there. And know that, your husband is really here to help guide you and support you, from the other side, hold space for you to move forward in this new way. And I'm really hearing clearly that let go of any regret that's keeping you in the past, because it's really time, sweetheart, for you to step forward. You are here for a purpose, and, maybe that's to carry an even brighter light because he's helping you shine from the other side, okay? So sending you lots of love and healing tonight. All right, Dinah. Nice. Nice. Ace of shells. Now, at least this one has a shell, right? Right on his back. So the Ace of Shells is from the Divine, and it's really, I love this card for this week. It's about happiness and abundance and flow, like all the energy is flowing, that you have access to all your emotions and they get to move forward. And right now it's great because there's been a lot of stuck energy, because I even feel like your energetic body is going to be flowing really well. Like, your bloodstream and your breath and all of that. So just sort of like glide around in the water and know that the Divine is like helping support you with your intuition and your emotions. And it's really about happiness and abundance. I'm excited for you. And abundance in all sorts of things, not just in money, but in love and in friendship. It's great. I love that. All right, Teresa. Hi, lovely lady. Ah, good one for you. The wheel. Look at that octopus. Got 8 legs, 8 different directions he can go, but every one of them is the right one. So the wheel is like, you get to spin the wheel of fortune, right? And it means that there's all these possibilities that are out there. There's all this opportunity for change, for growth. And no matter what you do or how you do it, it's going to be something that will allow your soul to grow. So don't hold on to any fear of like, oh no, should I do this? Or is this the right choice? There's no fear here with your soul, right? It's all about love, and just check in with your heart and feel like if it's in alignment. But there's so many possibilities for you. And how about just getting out of your shell a little bit and getting out there and getting yourself into possibilities. I feel like you need to be, out there in a bunch of different ways, even in the relationship way, my dear. Put yourself back on the market. All right. All right. Tina. Ah, beautiful. The swan is the star. Oh, I love it. I love the swan energy for you. So the star energy is, when we're shining, we're at peace, we're in harmony, our emotions are in balance. We have a lot of healing that we are experiencing, but that we're also sharing with others. You have this lovely way of sharing your presence and helping people feel seen and heard. And that is really healing for others, because lots of times people feel isolated, and you show up a lot for other people. And that is really a wonderful gift. So thank you for sharing your star, because it does create peace. And the more we create peace and harmony within ourselves, the more we can help share it with the planet. Thanks, sweetie. Love that for you. All right. Ashley, of course. Look at this camel. The Knight of Crystals. It's almost like saying, I dare you to ride me. I love it. So the Knight of Crystals is another one that has to do with, got his head up and he's able to endure quite a lot. And think about it, the camels are willing to walk through the desert, right? So there's a lot of determination and a lot of inner strength that's coming up for you. And you've got all those reservoirs of water to call on for when you feel depleted. But there's, you're in here for the long haul this week. So it may feel like this week is a little challenging, sweetie, but, just keep at it, because they're really showing that, you have a lot of endurance and your determination will get you through a lot. Beautiful. All right, Natalia, yours is the 10 of Acorns. And that 10 of Acorns has this sense of responsibility, and not as a bad thing, but it's like you're able to carry the burdens of others and you're able to carry your own burdens. But you're also really dedicated to what you do and those that you're closest to. And so you really take a lot of, you stand there for your friends, you stand there for your family, and you're willing to stick it through in really hard times. And so in this week, you're able to sort of stand in that space, and it's not going to be a difficult time, but you stand in a way where, your dedication really shows through and your responsibility really gets rewarded. I feel like you're going to be rewarded for all of your hard work. And so thank you for being there for other people, because, people have been really needing it lately. All right, Miriam. Look at this kangaroo hopping away with the 2 of crystals. Just bouncing away with that. So with the 2 of crystals, this is about, being able to be adaptable, and a kangaroo can travel really far and really fast. And part of that is because they have really super good balance. And they're also able to move quickly and adapt quickly to the circumstances around them. I don't know if you've ever watched any videos where they're trying to wrangle kangaroos in. You see wild horses. Wild horses are like nothing. Kangaroos can stop on a dime and almost jump backwards in another direction. And it's really, really hard even for the skilled, cowboys, I can't remember what they're called in Australia, but to be able to deal with them. So really, you're going to have this really strong ability to kind of move forward and shift and not get knocked down. So, even though things may come flying at you, you're going to be able to maneuver really easily and get out of the way. And keep that going, because that'll help you with a lot of different things. All right, Lisa, of course. Oh, look at the koala. This is the Hermit card. Koalas are a little shy. They like their solitude. And so when you combine the koala with the hermit, it's like it's time for you to take some time to go inward, and many people think of that as meditation. I call that contemplation. And contemplation is when we are thinking about what's going on in our life and what we like about it and what we don't. And what we don't like, it's not about complaining, but it's more about, how do I change this? How do I create something better for me and so that I can have joy in my life all the time. And when we use the hermit, we really tap into our inner wisdom, that sage, that wise one within us. And that really gives us a place to stretch and grow. And this is one of the soul cards. So it means it's up for you for a little while. I feel like it's going to be another month and a half or 2 months where you just need to take a little more time to go inwards and listen to the wisdom that comes through your heart. All right? All right. Karen, of course. You have the 7 of feathers. There are just some lovely cats in this one, you know? Cheetah, right? That cheetah's really about, cheetahs are very resourceful. They're able to adapt to shifts in their environment. They're able to adapt what they eat. They're able to adapt to the weather conditions and things like that that some other creatures have a hard time with. And a lot of that is because they do have this energy of preparation. So what it's calling for you to do in this next week is to really call on all the resources you have. Come up with some new strategies, new approaches. And it's all going to be about how prepared are you? Because it's not a time for you to kind of like willy-nilly think off the top of your head. This has been said a lot to a lot of different people tonight. It's really about creating a strategy, being really resourceful with how you do things, and that will help you get through. Because it's like, have a plan and stick to it, and really use all the resources that you can. And that includes help from other people. Okay, don't do this one alone. All right. Ellen, no, you're not too late for a card. You have the Knight of Feathers. I think that one's a coyote. And the Knight of Feathers, the knights all are willing to take action. And when they take action, they do it in a very determined and focused way. A knight always has a goal in mind. They have a quest that they're going on, and they head right for it and right to it. So this is about like you really setting that goal, really having focus and taking action. And what I'm hearing is you need to take action. You tend to think too much about things. So even though I'm telling everybody else to like take your time and create a strategy, it's like you sometimes take too much time and spend a lot of time in your head. So cut it out. Time for you to focus and take action. You know, we've been talking to you about that for a while now. Stop whining, start taking action so that you can really enjoy your life. That's what you're here to do. All right, Shannon. I have Shannon Maria Cooper. Yes? Okay. Look at the lion. Now he's that king of feathers, right? So he's much more hanging out. So Shannon, you're going to draw on your logic and the sense of fairness when you're making your decisions, because there's some things that are going to come up, and I'm really hearing like it's really important for there to be justice. So it's really making a decision that is fair for everyone and that doesn't leave anybody feeling wounded or excluded. And so there's a lot of logic that you're going to need to apply to have that take action for you. But you have the courage and the strength and the tenacity to do it. And just call on your spiritual team and kind of take a deep breath as you go through it. And if you have to, you know, I have the courage, I have the strength, I am worthy, because you're really meant to take this action and help come up with the the really just solution, because I feel like there's people who are going to feel injured if somebody else takes over, but you will be able to find a beautiful compromise that helps bring people together. All right, Tiara. Oh, look at the owl and the moon. What a beauty. So the moon is really about, being able to see things by the light of the moon. We have the illusion that we are in the dark, but yet there's always light that surrounds us. And so in this one, using the owl with the moon, the owl's energy, so there's that wise energy. So it's really about tapping into your imagination and allowing your perception to help make your decisions, which also is very connected to using your intuition, sweetie. So when you are feeling like, you're in the dark, remember, even in the darkness, the moon shines bright. So that really also means call on the divine feminine, the goddess energy that resides in you and all around you. And how would Mother Nature do it? How would she approach a situation? Because she loves all of us equally, right? So she would not want anybody to be treated unfairly. So this is about using your imagination to create new possibilities. Nice. That sounds fun. All right, Linda. Well, welcome. Hi. Of course. So your card, sweetheart, is the Empress. And this, again, is another one of the soul cards. So it means this is what your soul is working on right now, not just what's up for you for the week. And the Empress is this beautiful bunny. And, the bunny has a lot of fertility. So it means there's a lot of abundance coming in. And the Empress holds a lot of inner strength and inner beauty, just like you do. So this is really telling you that right now, you are sort of the queen of the castle. And even though you may feel a little shaky right now, your soul has been in for this lesson and is really giving you the space to shine brightly, allowing your inner beauty to show for everyone. And it's going to bring some beautiful things your way, a lot of abundance. And I feel like the abundance for you is a lot of joy and love with your family, as well as some well-deserved time off. Isn't that an interesting thing to come in? So I hope you're getting a vacation soon, because it feels like that. So great. And Gail. Nice. Yours is the 5 of shells. Those little light bugs, those lightning bugs. I don't know what they're really called, but they fly around here in the summertime all the time. So the 5 of shells is about, again, it's a light in the dark. And so this is about sort of readjusting your focus. You know how you have to adjust your eyesight when you go into the dark, or when you come out of the dark and you go into the light? You have that moment of readjusting how you're seeing, or you think about the glasses that get darker to protect you from the sun, right? So when you have that moment of adjustment, it's are you going to go into the darkness of oh no, we're adjusting? Or are you going to be oh yay, we're adjusting? So it's calling on you, sweetheart, to really reach inside of you and find the hope and the wonderment of, even though it's change energy that's coming up, it's more of a realignment, that things weren't quite matched up with how you were meant to have things. And so attach your energy to the hope and the love and to the positive side of it, and not the negative. And it's a hard thing to do, so I'm proud of you. All right. So the last card is for Neshi. Oh, look at her starfish. Isn't that adorable? So the starfish is all about you're on this quest right now, and you're in a period of renewal. Yes. And so it's not surprising that, you may be feeling a little run down because you're trying to rejuvenate. So let yourself do that. And you work really hard for us at Star Nation. So take a breather if you need it, and reach out if you need healing, because there's many of us who can do that. And I think there's one more. Of course, Kristen. Ah, look at the snake. You know the snakes of transformation. So yours is the 10 of feathers in this deck. Love this for you. Time to shed that old skin, the old Kristen, and become the new. So this is about transformation, which but there's also this energy of like recovery. So you're like recovering your sense of who you are. Like there may be pieces that you kind of gave away at different points in time, because you thought they weren't really you. And now you're going, wait a minute, give that back to me. So as you're shifting into this new version of you, you're also reclaiming some power that you gave away to others. So I love that, step into who you are, because, we need all of the light workers to be in their fullest energy. And you are one of the most beautiful ones that I know. So thank you for being my last card of the night. And with that, you guys have a lovely evening. Thanks for those of you who stayed with us late. And watch my page for announcements. I'll be teaching at Star Nations coming up the beginning of May. And I'm really looking forward to that. Would love to have you join me. And I'll see you on Tuesdays at noon for chakra sessions. We've got a big energy week ahead of us. So with that, you guys have a great one. And I will see you next time on Soul Connections. Have a great one.